So I called the show We're All Gonna Die Anyway because it has all the right elements of sort of snark and stark reality, right? We are gonna all die anyway, but I really wanted this to be a love letter to living and to living urgently. And I don't mean urgent like stressed. I mean urgent like joy, urgent like passion, urgent like power, urgent like being present, urgent like doing the things you've said you wanted to do but you're not doing, because I'm personally feeling that in my life. So the urgency for me is what gets me out of bed in the morning. It's what makes me feel and practice being more present with my husband. It's what is making me say no to things that I don't want to do anymore. It's what's making me say yes to things that I'm terrified of doing, but know that I need to do because time is short. And I think when we lose somebody or when we're facing an illness and our health is compromised, that's usually when urgency kicks in and that reality happens. And I guess I'm trying to sort of live with the awareness that that urgency can be in my life all of the time in a very loving and joyful way. 2018 in particular was a really rough year for me. I lost many people that I loved. Some we could say was the natural course of life because they were older. Some were tragically taken by cancer in the middle of their life. And I had a really profound experience of becoming friends with a woman, really becoming friends with a woman in the last 8 weeks of her life. And I'll talk about that a lot on this show and throughout this series because this was really my motivation. Her name was Myra, and she was a client. And I met her doing the consulting work that I do for brands. And I loved her the minute I talked to her on the phone. I loved her even more the first meeting I had with her. And by the way, it was pretty much the only meeting I ever got to have with her. But I loved her because she cussed and she was sassy and she was smart. And I don't know, she just felt like my people. And we really kind of bonded very quickly. And about 4 weeks after we met, she was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer all over her body. And she had 3 young children at the time. And I got a call from her husband after she decided to stop chemo. I had never met her husband. I had never had dinner with her. I never had a cocktail with her. I never had a girls' day with her. And he said, she wants to see you. And I did not hesitate. Felipe and I, my husband, we went to go and see her. I had no idea what shape she would be in. I had no idea what it would be like, but I wasn't scared. This is the thing that I learned about myself. I wasn't scared. I wasn't scared of seeing somebody who was dying. I wasn't scared of seeing her sick. I wanted to be there because she wanted me to be there. And so I went. It happened to be a really good day for her. She was pretty lucid. She was feeling okay after a lot of chemo, but she had just been given 2 months to live from her doctor. And we sat outside on her patio. I will never forget this moment. Her kids were playing. She had at the time, a 5-year-old, a 7-year-old, and an 11-year-old. And they were kind of hanging around. They had a new routine because mom was sick. So they were quiet, but they were playing. And she and I were just talking. And again, I didn't know her very well, but I knew she called me there for a reason. And so I just listened to her. And I asked her something that forever changed my life. I asked her if she would be willing to share with me what she thought when she knew that she was given a short period of time to live. She was given 2 months at that point. And I asked her if she could tell me what possibly went through her mind. And she told me 3 things. She said that she had no more time for toxic people. Literally, she'd wasted too much time worrying about what people thought about her, especially people who were toxic, even people in her family. The second thing that she told me was that she missed the things her body could do when it was healthy, just natural things like walking without getting out of breath. And I will never forget this. She said she missed the taste of a mango because she had so much thrush from the chemotherapy in her mouth that eating was even a challenge, and she missed just the simple pleasures of food that she liked. But the third thing that she said probably is the one that hit the hardest for me, and it was that she said she wished she would have spent more time on herself, that she was so busy doing what everybody thought she should be doing, climbing that corporate ladder, doing the work she was supposed to be doing, making the money, getting the accolades and the awards, that she forgot to spend time figuring out who she is. And that like hit me probably the hardest, because I feel like that is a trap I fall into all the time. I hustle, I bust my ass. I've been an entrepreneur for a long time, which means when you're an entrepreneur, you eat what you kill. So you're hunting all the time. I feel like I'm also trying to balance learning about myself and getting into a new phase and stage of my life that I'm trying to understand, which are at this moment my mid 40s. And she was my same age. She was 44 at the time. And she was not going to live to see 45, and she knew it. And she was not going to live to see her kids grow up, and she knew it. And yet she was not bitter. She did not feel sorry for herself. She tried to get every ounce of life that she could left in the time that she had. And that's what made me keep coming back to her. With her permission and with her asking, Felipe and I went almost every single day to see her. And she did get worse. And she ended up passing 8 weeks later. And we knew that was going to happen. And even so, obviously, it was devastating. And I only knew her for that short period of time. But we fell in love with her family. I fell in love with her children. We've become a part of her family. Felipe and I are aunts and uncles to her kids. I will never not be in their life. And all I do is fill myself up with memories about, and they're memories that I make up of things that, I milk from those moments that I had with her, that short period of time. But it's so prescient for me. It's so raw still for me 2 years later that we don't know when we go. We know two things to be true. We all are born and we all die. But what we do in that dash in between is what really makes a life a life.